The world's largest horse show is held every year in Columbus, Ohio, and until very recently, they were printing out their schedules on 50 sheets of paper and taping them to a concrete wall. This is a sport that generates $50 billion in the United States alone, and it was running on software built in the .com era.
If you saw a picture of it, you would be scared, like a screenshot of it. It looks like you need a semester college course to be able to operate it, wherein it's server-based and it is installed on only one computer. It's actually an industry joke that you have to take and physically pass the laptop around to various people just to do your job.
I sat down with Chris and Lindsay Lenard, two of HorseSpot's 3 co-founders, to talk about how what they've built is a direct bet that the entire industry is being held back by software nobody bothered to update until then. Chris and his brother Michael grew up around horses. Their mom made sure of it.
My mom is a stereotypical horse girl. I don't think we really had an option to not be involved with horses, but I was dragged to all these events. At some point, I just said to my mom, well, I'm coming to all these things anyway. I might as well just ride.
Lindsay found horses a completely different way, through a TV show she stumbled onto as a kid. And then she begged her mom for 6 months.
And I asked my mom for 6 months for riding lessons. I think I begged her every day. I bought every single horse book.
All 3 ended up working horse shows in college just to pay for their own competitions. That's where Lindsay first crossed paths with Chris and Michael, and for her, something clicked.
I rode as a professional trainer in college, and I worked for a year at the horse show after college, and that's how I met Michael and Christopher. We were very involved and learned quickly that these processes were outdated.
It's terrible. It's like, what year is this?
But before they could fix it, they each had to go acquire the skills to do it. Chris became a software engineer at 2 tech unicorns, while Lindsay went into design at global ad agencies and then dove into startups.
I ended up freelancing and taking on clients out of Y Combinator and Techstars, and felt that I was a lot more fulfilled, really working closely with founders at larger companies. Sometimes I was told to stay in my lane or work on things that only belonged to me. That really didn't jive with me.
For Chris, corporate life had a ceiling he kept running into no matter how hard he pushed.
If you work really hard and you think you deserve a promotion, sorry, you got promoted 6 months ago. You have to wait another cycle. What are you talking about? I'm already doing the job above me, right? And I'm already delivering millions of dollars of value. I just never found that I fit in anywhere long term. I could really like a job, but maybe post 2 or 3 years, I'm starting to feel boxed in. I think that incidentally led me to entrepreneurship.
There was also the road he almost took instead.
And so I took the LSAT and applied to law school, negotiated scholarships, and I just didn't commit. Quite literally, I'm looking at the document and I need to sign. I just it doesn't feel right. I was talking to lawyers at horse shows that were they worked for Kohl's or whatever as a lawyer. They were kind of young, in their 30s or so too, so they're early on in their careers. You would think, being in the horse world, all these affluent people that are very successful, so I think that's something to fall back on. And they're like, I work 80-hour weeks and I can still barely have time to ride.
He walked away from the law only to run into a layoff at his tech job.
And it just happened that the phase of my life where I got laid off from a tech company after COVID, there were all those layoffs. I was like, well, I might as well do it now. And it also happened to be that my co-founders were in a transitory period of their careers too. So it just worked out that we were all doing it at the same time.
HorseSpot is the operating system for horse shows. Entries, scheduling, payments, real-time scoring, and results, all in one cloud-based platform.
Toast changed restaurants and made them simple, digital, and connected. HorseSpot is doing that very same thing for horse shows.
And their early successes have, in Chris's words, been due to their insider backgrounds.
There are competitors out there that are similar cloud-based software to us that say that they solve the same thing. They're not built by people who have actually worked in the horse show world for decades. Their product reflects that. It doesn't actually solve it. It's just another core option out there.
For Lindsay, the biggest gap was good design and what the absence of it was costing people every day.
I've heard a lot of comments from other competitors saying, this software looks like it was built in the 90s. It's not even mobile friendly. I have to pinch my fingers and zoom in just to read the schedule or go look at the PDF printout on the wall. And I think what we're doing is solving the most basic need, and that's communication.
And for Chris, it was their background.
Who we are, we're industry insiders. We know what people need, and that helped a lot. And that's what drives the product.
The first 2 years were hard. Even though they had the background, the people they were selling to were deeply skeptical of any new software.
The first 2 years were largely, what is HorseSpot? I don't understand why this is different from anybody else out there.
So they did what most founders won't. They went to the shows themselves, not to sell from a distance, but to run them, to sit in show offices and operate them in real time alongside the organizers they were trying to win over.
We're able to connect with show secretaries and say, hey, we've worked this role at other horse shows. And a lot of times we find that we have mutual friends or connections. And so that really kicks things off and builds immediate trust.
One by one, you change people, you get that running at the horse shows. Then you have all these people that are coming to the horse shows and competing, and they're feeling the actual physical difference of what HorseSpot is like at a horse show versus the horse show down the street using something else that's been around. And then they go and talk.
And the results speak for themselves. Here's some crazy numbers they shared with me. 0% churn, 100% win rate in head-to-head competitive sales, over 1,200 shows annually across 43 states and 3 countries, and a 2025 Webby Award, where they were recognized alongside Adobe, Petco, and Oracle. Chris and Lindsay are based in Charleston, not SF, so fundraising was always going to be more challenging. But it came at a moment when they weren't sure how things were going.
So it happened to be at a time when we were kind of like, man, I don't know how our traction is going. It seems like we're putting in a lot of effort and not getting a whole lot of serious traction in return. We looked here in Charleston and joined the Charleston Digital Corridor. That quickly led to a lot of introductions for us. It suddenly drops into our inbox that we were accepted as one of the finalists for Catalyst by BMOC out of the 10 professional finalists that were announced.
Catalyst is the year's biggest startup event in Charleston, with over $2 million up for grabs in their pitch competition. It's run by BMOC, the family office of Charleston-based billionaire Ben Navarro.
There was all this energy just leading up to it too. Not just you're working hard, but there's also on social media, these promotional videos are going out. Invest SC announces that they're going to match anything that BMOC is doing. So it's now effectively a $2 million pitch competition. The buzz around the city was just crazy.
BMOC had asked me to mentor a team in last year's competition, and I got paired up with HorseSpot. Over the course of a few weeks leading up to their pitch, I helped them refine it.
Our team has been in this world our entire lives. All 3 of us have been riding horses since day one.
Going into the day of the events, it was crazy. I just have my 5-minute pitch down to a T in my head. Our whole team is here. There's 400 people in this room. The production quality, the video boards were huge. It was phenomenal.
At the end, the check sizes were announced in reverse order, starting with the smallest.
The one right before us got $600,000. And so we're thinking, okay, I don't know, maybe we're not going to get anything. And then it comes on the board, $800,000. There's a picture out there of the 3 of us, and I think it perfectly describes our personalities. Lindsay, she's crying. Michael's all smiles. I'm like, oh!
That $800K from BMOC and Invest SC set off a chain reaction. Meeting Street Capital came in, so did Austin McCombs, a local founder who had no plans to invest at all, but was compelled by the team's story. And I put a check in as well. And the reason was simple. I've seen a lot of founders pitch markets they discovered, whereas Chris and Lindsay lived theirs and saw it not get fixed for over 20 years. It's a different kind of unfair advantage. And for Chris, horse shows are the foundation, not the ceiling.
We've already been approached by organizers in tennis, dog shows, weightlifting, sailing. This problem is so pervasive across pretty much every non-major sport. What we have is modular enough that I think that we can make some adjustments that actually allow us to service those and still allow it to scale.
But that foundation has to come first.
Imagine e-commerce without Shopify existing. It's very hard to imagine going out and building something if you don't have a strong foundation. The only way to actually achieve any of that stuff is being the competition management platform. Everything needs to integrate through that.
HorseSpot is at horsespot.com. And if you're running horse shows or know someone who is, they're worth a look. And if you're building in a niche that most people would write off as too small or too weird, this is your proof of concept.
We want to try to keep that culture of people who are very involved with the horse world, but generally successful or professional outside of it as well, because that's what the industry needs, is to actually pull in people from other places. And we kind of need to build like a melting pot within the horse world of these different backgrounds.
And don't forget to subscribe and check back next week. Each Saturday morning, I share the founding journey of a new venture-backed startup that's trying to change the world. See you in the next one.